6 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to 62 to Freedom. It's a coffee time. One Valdez. So, welcome to 62 to Freedom. So there's a brownout here today, and I know you can hear my generator running down there. So this is right before the rainy season, which is also typhoon season. So this is a good test for my storm response. Our storm response is running fine right now. It's called the Bulldog. The Bulldog is cranking up. It's got a refrigerator running right now. There's a fan on my wife right there. There's a fan on my daughter downstairs. Me and Gary tested it out at nighttime. We could turn the water pumps off since we ain't using them, build the pressure up for a couple flushes at night. But after that, we just turn the pumps off, build the pressure up, turn the pumps off at night, and turn 2 air conditioners on. We already tested it, it does work. So we could turn Rain's AC on, and although I'll have to test that, I don't think we had a refrigerator and 2 air conditioners on. So I will have to test that first before we do that tonight, if the electricity stays off. So one thing, you know, how do you tell when the electricity comes back on? Because, you know, you gotta ask a neighbor, because we have no way of knowing when the electricity does come back on, unless we see a street light or something. And it's the daytime, so, wow. The electricity could literally be back on now, and we wouldn't know it. So, huh? What? So let's go check out the Bulldog. Yeah, that's all we got running, 2 fans and the AC. I mean, 2 fans and a refrigerator. But I'm pretty sure we could run a refrigerator and 2 ACs. That's the one eye test you could get if the voltage drops. Also, if it jumps around, it's not a good thing. I think it'll do fine. Those are inverter air conditioners, so I don't think it's going to be too bad. As long as we'll be very comfortable, as long as, you know, when we're up, we don't have to run the ACs. The AC cools our room off in literally 5 minutes. So 5 minutes before we go to bed, we can turn the TV off and turn the lights off. I mean, you know, turn the TV off, look at our phones a little bit for 5 minutes, and then crank the ACs up and go to sleep. Worst comes to worst, we'll cool off in the sea. Whoop, whoop. These walls are not very hard, huh? This wall is not too hard.
Yeah.
Just not like that wall. It's just only that one little line.
It's plain, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty plain.
Not like this because we.
Oh yeah. Chunky chunks all missing. But in the corner though.
As you see that, sir, because I used the.
Oh yeah. Yep. Steel.
Yeah.
Make a nice straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, George did this good. I call him the wizard. When the wizard walks by, or the magician. Y'all don't get me wrong, I like dogs. But you know, I'm allergic to dogs. I had a dog one time, I loved that dog. It was a white German Shepherd. And it didn't like anybody pat me on the back. So that's another thing. When I got off the school bus, it met me up there. Anyway, I love animals. I just don't like to poop all over the place and it stinks. So, don't get me wrong, I like dogs. When they're over there and they're pooping over there, that's when I like them. All right. Bulldog. Gotta go up and leave Bulldog. So, just gonna have to trust it. It's gonna work right. Boy, it had a run-in period, so it had an extensive run-in period. Make sure all the oil was clean. Then we flushed it with some oil. After we emptied the oil, we flushed it with some oil. Then we filled it up with some clean. So I think I'll do that again if we got to run the generator too long. Like after a storm, I would just change the oil because it's better to have a good backup. Y'all ready to go? Okay, gonna take my wife to work. See you guys on the flip flop. Yes, sir. Oh, the sweet smell of diesel fuel. Boy. I think those bananas were, the banana tree fell down somehow while everybody was at the housewarming. So I don't know how it went down. Break out the Bulldog diesel generator by Yamada. It's a 6500, it's not super duper. It's enough. It's enough. Keep the refrigerator going, a couple fans, a couple lights, a TV during the day. Anyway, we don't use the air conditioners during the day anyway. Just only fans. So that's what we're doing now. There's gonna be no change in our routine. But at night, that's another story. We run 2 air conditions. Now, we already tested out 2 air conditions, me and Gary, and there was no change in the output of the generator. And another test is to look at, to see if it's jumping around. If it cuts off, it's overloaded, of course. But it didn't cut off, it slowed down just a little bit, but it did it. But I don't think we had the refrigerator going, which is another thing that we got to worry about. So tonight I'm going to have to test the refrigerator. It says to put the heavy loads on first, so I'm going to put one AC unit on, and then I'm going to pump up I'm going to not have those on. First I'm going to use the pump because the well pumps draw a lot of water. So I'm gonna pump up the pressure so that, you got to use the bathroom at night or in the morning, there'll be some pressure there for you. And I'm also gonna, after I do that, then I will turn an air conditioner on, then another air conditioner, and then I'll start the refrigerator back on. But during the day, it's no problem. A couple fans. Want to make sure the well pump is not running right now. Oh, it can't be because I got the, yeah, never mind. I got the switch off on it. I was thinking it's, I can't hear it because of the generator, but it can't come on. So, anyway, I will have to watch it tonight. I will have to turn everything off before it gets dark. If the well does not go down low enough, this is going to be hard, because normally at the end of the day, when we all take showers, I need to fill the tank up with the wells, and that's going to be hard to do today because there's no electricity coming from Antico. I can do it, but it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I want to go out. I want to go out to sea. Look, just looking at my keys and figuring out which one is which, it's going to be enough to keep me from getting Alzheimer's. I do got them in somewhat of an order. You know, starting at the front gate, that's the first one in line next to my bottle opener. So there's my bottle opener, easy to recognize. And then I go from the front gate to the front door, you know, to the next lock. When you walk in, what is the next one? So that way, in the dark, you know, I can find the bottle opener and kind of count the keys, even with my eyes closed. I can figure out. Yeah, one of life's little secrets. Anyway, wow, the sand feels real nice and smooth today. Woo. I like to come out here and get my feet in, at least a little bit. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, there's that blue kingfisher. Oh man, that's a beautiful bird. I'm gonna go try to get a close-up of him. I see where he's at in that tree. I'm gonna pretend like I don't even see him. See if he'll just let me walk by. But I don't have my iPhone. Oh yeah, I do have my iPhone with me, but I'm on low battery. He just took, I saw him because he took a dip in the surf and went back up there. Maybe he's eating crabs, them little crabs. I do see something in his mouth, I believe. But there he goes right there. Ah, I really can't see too much blue. He's running from me, so I'm not gonna chase him. I want him to come around my house. There's a lot of little crabs here. I think that's what he eats. He's got an easy life. The Sulu Sea provides. He loves the little crabs, and the Sulu Sea provides. So, really want to walk down and talk to somebody who was supposed to talk to their brother, but I'm not exactly sure where her house is on the beach. I'm not sure. I can find it from the road because it's across the street from a store I know. The Sulu Sea. So if you're new to the channel, I call this property Nirvanaville because of the sunsets and the beautiful mountain rainbow valleys around here and everything. Call this Nirvanaville. And if you just look back at some of my videos, you'll see some of the sunsets in the thumbnail. Some of them are just super duper unbelievable. they go off the chart to me. No, it's not like that where in Hampton Roads, you know, the Atlantic Ocean is where I grew up. On the East Coast, on the rising sun. Although I never seen any California sunsets look like this either. I used to live in California for a while. The closest I ever saw that matched here is the Gulf of Mexico when I lived in Florida, in Pensacola, Florida. So those were some awesome sunsets too. But I didn't live on the beach, so I didn't see them very much. So, I didn't really do much today. I was just kind of lazy. From that motorcycle ride in the mountains yesterday, kind of wore me out a little bit. I hadn't been on my motorcycle in quite a while. So if you just joined this channel, I call this Nirvanaville. This is in a city called Zaragoza, in a county called Bugasong, if you want to call Barangay. In Barangay called Bugasong, in a city called, in a area called Antique, on an island called Panay, in an area, in a zone called Western Visayas, in a country of the Philippines. So if you look down on the map and you kind of made it was, say the Philippines was the shape of a banana, and the curve is on the left, the female side is on the left and the male side of the banana is on the right. We live on the left side of the banana in the female curve, right about in the middle of it, and we live on the west coast of the most westerly island, and all the storms come out of the Pacific in the east. Also, on that horizon right there, there's an island peninsula. It's an island called Palawan. It might be a peninsula, but it stretches all the way across that horizon, protecting us from tsunamis, which rarely happen here anyway. So, also, if you look behind the house, you see that the mountain goes up and up, and there's more mountains beyond that. So, you know, vicious winds have to come and take a pretty quick dip to get down from the top of that mountain down to us. Not only that, that's not the only mountain they got to cross, you know, which, you know, storms lose their strength coming across the mountain. So they got to go across like 3 islands and 3 mountain chains or more. Some islands, you know, some of these islands have more than 1 chain of mountains. Like this one, it had to go across several, I don't know if you would call it chains, you know. It'd have to go over 1 mountain, then another, then another, then another. Anyway, by the time it does all that, it loses strength. Hurricane Yolanda, or Haiyan was called in some areas, the strongest typhoon to ever hit land. It broke the record. It came on land at 200 miles an hour in Tacloban, on the east side of the Philippines, on the east coast. So that's where it hit at. By the time it got here, it was only like 140 miles an hour instead of 200, 130 miles an hour. But that being said, 130 miles an hour is pretty bad. So well, I don't think we're gonna have any problem here unless it's a perfect storm. You know, unless the rotation, I think that it's the same rotation as Virginia in the United States. You know, it's counterclockwise rotation of the typhoons here. So I'm looking north right now. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm looking north right now. So if the typhoon came on this side of me, facing this way, and it was and if it was rotating counterclockwise and the right edge of it hit me, which that's what it would be if it was on this side, it would push water away from me. On the other hand, if it came on this side of me and it was going counterclockwise, it would be pushing the water. Once the eye got right here, it would be, and say the eye was down there at that peninsula, it would be pushing water right up into my yard, which is why I put it up on stilts, just in case the perfect storm happened. But I don't know, it had to be a record-breaking storm because it was still here when, after Yolanda, this property was still here, and the locals say that storms never get past that tree right there, the erosion. So George has been working on this fence, and after that he worked on these screens. But it was really hot today. Man, it was super hot. It's still kind of hot, but it's cooling off. He didn't get to that because that corner is a lot hotter than this corner. So this bamboo kind of helps shade it here, and this whole line of trees right here. So he started working on this fence here. And like I was telling him, I want to put a little ridge on this wall, which it looks like he's doing. I see it up there already. I'd like it to be a straight ridge, not like a mountain range though. Maybe he's gonna have to do that at the end, something like that. Like get it all roughed in and then kind of make it flat. Anyway, it's to help to keep the drippage from dripping on the fence like that. I don't really care for it, but it's not really that much extra. I mean, he's going on this side of the wall anyway. To put a little bit extra on the top to make the water drip the other way, it's not that big of a deal. And so with nobody's help, I went like it's a typhoon coming and got it cranked up and all that stuff. Went and got some extra fuel. Okay, so I didn't know how long. The brownout came today, and then it came right, but electricity came right back on. Then like 15 minutes later it went off again. So I said, well, I'm gonna go get some diesel. So that's what I did. I went and got the diesel just in case we got to run it all night. I want to be prepared. So there you go. That pinpoints where I'm at, and it's on the National Highway. I believe it's 510 is what the numbers are. Anyway, this was a house build video. You'll notice that I changed the name to Antique Philippines, which is this area, city and country. Antique Philippines house built. But it's going to continue with projects until I run out of projects to do. And it's also going to be about the Philippines. You know, I'm not going to paint myself in a corner like this. I'm not going to paint myself in a corner like where's white something at. So that's just how it's going to be. I'm going to figure out things to do, and so it'll be showing what you can do when you're retired with only partial Social Security. I retired at 62, completely cast out my 401k, which was a very little 401k. It wasn't a big 401k like you're thinking. The only reason the house looks this good and big is because labor costs are low in the Philippines, and you know, when you bring a US dollar here, it changes it to 55 pesos, which in labor costs is like, it's like $55. but that don't translate into fuel or electricity. This is boring to y'all probably, but a little bit. But if you were following the channel and you got to know me a little bit, I don't think it's too boring. It's good to see people, especially people back home that know me. I think they're glad that I turned out in a good place, because it could have went either way. I know that sounds funny because you don't know everything about me, but it could have went a lot of different ways for me, and it turned out good because literally I just started dreaming about what I wanted. I know that it sounds funny to most people. I know some of y'all understand that dreaming and trying to move toward that dream, there's something special about it. There's something special about not giving up too. Just like when I was drowning, not giving up on life. There's something magical. It's not magic. There's something special about that, and it opens doors. I don't know how else to tell you that, you know. And it's the truth, though. It's the truth. I've lived it. I've lived that thing I'm trying to say. I'm not exactly sure what it is I'm saying, but it's true. I wish I was, you know, I'm a pretty good troubleshooter, you know, with mechanical things and stuff like that. I think I've discussed a few things like that before. Anyway, I'm a machinist anyway, inside machinist, and they're almost all good troubleshooters. But if I could figure out why dreaming and making a list and dreaming and trying to move forward with it in baby steps, all of a sudden I was taking gigantic steps when I wasn't sure if I could even take a baby step. I just stuck my leg out there and it found 100 feet down there. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm glad it happened, and I'll see you on the next episode. 62 out.